love Vietnam. Welcome to Vietnam. If you're planning a trip to the land of the dragon, you're in the right place.
What is this place?
We spent 2 amazing weeks traveling from the south to the north.
I'm so nervous.
Exploring Ho Chi Minh City, the Mekong Delta.
How was that? How was that? Very strong. Yeah, really strong. So strong.
Hoi An, and Hanoi.
Oh, you look so happy.
And we learned a lot along the way.
You better have a lot of this.
See, there was reason to be stressed. So heavy.
It is crazy.
What is wrong with this?
In this video, we're breaking down everything we wish we knew before our trip.
Okay, we're gonna try this.
Our tummies were a little bumbly.
I can think of worse places to be stuck.
From visas and transportation to money tips, SIM cards, and what not to do. Now let's talk about common scams. Whether you're spending just a few days or a full month in Vietnam, this will help you feel way more prepared and avoid some of the surprises we ran into.
Oh my God.
Within seconds, the storm just blew in and it looks nasty.
I think the power is out.
And if you want everything in one place, we also put together a free Vietnam mini guide with our favorite tips and recs.
It was one of our favorite places in Vietnam.
I'll link that below. Let's get into it. Beer.
We have 2 beers from Vietnam, even though we are currently in the UK. But we got one from Hanoi and one from Saigon. We started our trip in Saigon and we finished in Hanoi.
Oh, how perfect.
Yeah, bottoms up. We get these just to feature something from the country since we're not filming these guides in the countries. But also, we want a beer sponsor one day.
Got this again.
Tell everybody.
You're manifesting it.
I am manifesting it.
I think I'll drink this one.
All right.
We got our tiny glasses.
Gotta have a tiny glass.
I don't want this to be a thing. We should get some tiny glasses.
I totally agree.
These are not ours.
We're house sitting. Hi, Pepe. Oh, hi, sweetheart. Cheers to Vietnam.
Oh, yours tastes more like beer. Mine tastes like apples.
Interesting.
Also, we did get a beer just because that's kind of like how long this video is going to take. So grab a beer and let's learn about Vietnam.
Chapter 1, visas and entry.
Okay, so for Vietnam, most travelers are going to actually need some sort of electronic visa before they get there. So make sure you apply ahead of time. It could take anywhere up to 2 weeks to get the visa, but just in case, you never know what's going to happen. So plan ahead.
The company we use for this 90% of the time is a website called iVisa. And essentially you can check on their website if you need one. And then if you do, you can apply directly through them and they will apply on your behalf. And essentially what this does is bypass the government websites, which can be hit or miss. It is a bit more expensive, but honestly, it's just so much more convenient. I think it's worth it.
So make sure you check your visa based on your country of citizenship. So whatever your passport is. If you have dual passports, just pick one, maybe whatever one's easiest. But for US citizens with a US passport going to Vietnam, you can get a 30-day visa for $25 right now. And that will allow you to go into the country, one entry, 30 days, and then it's just like a tourist visa.
Things change. So always check the website before you go.
Actually, when we went, it was $50 per person.
My gosh. Let's go back.
One quick tip that I always do because you're never sure what the internet situation is going to be once you get to a country is I always screenshot all of the information that we need for entering the country. That includes the visa application and the visa information, as well as what hotel we're staying at, our airline tickets for entering and exiting the country, because that is important for immigration. And then I just save it all in a photos app on my phone and a folder called Travel Day. So that way when we land, I have access to those photos and I don't have to try to connect to the Wi-Fi, or if I don't have service from the SIM, just easy to just show them the screenshots.
It's a lifesaver. Chapter 2, eSIMs and data.
So we have been using eSIMs now for the past couple of years, and it is a game changer. We used to do the whole SIM card switch out where you had to take out your US SIM card, make sure you didn't lose it, put it in your wallet somewhere safe, and then put in the local SIM card. You no longer have to do that. You can actually keep both your SIM cards running at the same time with eSIMs. So we have our US SIM card running all the time, so we never miss any calls or text messages. And then we also have the eSIM running for whatever country we're visiting or region.
Most of the time we will use Airalo. That's just who we've used for a long time, but there are a number of eSIM companies, like a gajillion. So check out the link in our description. It's just a list of the eSIMs that we do recommend, all of them with some sort of discount.
So you're gonna wanna make sure that you set up the eSIM before you leave. You have to download the app app. You have to purchase the eSIM, and then you have to install the eSIM before you leave. So you can turn it off so you're not using the data in whatever country you're in before you go. But then that way, when you land in Vietnam, you can just turn on that SIM card and you'll have data right away, which is just amazing. So that way you can call a Grab, or you can figure out how to use the public transportation. You just have data and you're not like totally lost like we have been so many times.
If you forget, which we have done before, you can still do it when you get to your destination, like if you have data from your carrier, but preferably maybe on the airport's Wi-Fi. It's just a little bit clunkier to set up than if you do it beforehand.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, that's eSIMs. Life changer.
Changer of lives. Chapter 3, when to visit.
So Vietnam is very long and skinny. When you look at it without context, it's like an odd shaped country, but that means it has very different climates too. So the north is very different than the south. However, you can find like a good middle ground if you want to visit both, which I highly recommend.
In terms of weather, the best time to visit is October through April. In the north and in central Vietnam, it's cooler and it's dry season. Now in the south, it's actually quite warm, but it's still dry season, making it a good time to travel. If you've ever been to Southeast Asia, rainy season is no joke.
Wow, we were just taking a nap outside right now, and within seconds, this storm just blew in, and it looks nasty.
If you do happen to go during like the summer months, like May to August, that is the rainy season. It is super hot, it is super humid, but it doesn't rain all day, every day. We actually went in August and it will go in like waves. So you'll get like a really heavy downpour for like an hour or two, and then it'll stop and it'll be nice the rest of the day, but still really hot and humid. If you are looking to avoid the crowds during peak season when the weather's the best, then just at the beginning and the end of those seasons. So October, November is going to be a good time. It's going to be really green then because it's after the rainy season. And then in the early spring, so March, April is also going to be a good time to really avoid the crowds and have the best of both worlds with the weather.
One of the most popular holidays that is celebrated every single month in Hoi An is the Full Moon Festival. You can literally just go look up a lunar calendar and check out what day and try to plan your trip around that if possible. Now, I've also heard that it doesn't really matter what day it is in Hoi An, that it just kind of happens every night.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't change too much because it's likely it's going to be very similar, or I guess it wouldn't be different enough to rearrange your schedule for.
Yeah, and it might even be less busy.
Yeah.
There's also the Lunar New Year that happens every year at the beginning of the year, usually like January, February, March, just depending on the year. And that's called Tet in Vietnam. And that is a very big holiday, especially in Hoi An. So if you're going during that time, it's going to be like extra busy in Hoi An during that time. So just something to be aware of. Book ahead of time if you want to go to that.
Chapter 4, Itineraries. This is going to be a very brief itinerary, just to kind of touch on it, but we are going to make a full video breaking down our itinerary and things that we'd maybe either add or change. But we just wanted to give an overview.
Yeah, so this is kind of based on the regions that we went to, plus one we didn't go to that super wish we had.
Minimum to be in the country of Vietnam, I guess depending upon how much you want to see, would be 7 nights. Ideally, you'd be looking for more like 10 to 14 nights to get the full picture.
I would recommend starting in the south. Ho Chi Minh is a great hub for international travel, so you can easily find a flight from wherever you're coming from into Ho Chi Minh, and then you can make your way north and leave from Hanoi. So start your trip with 2 nights at least in Ho Chi Minh. There's a ton to do in the city surrounding the Vietnam War and the culture there, the Independence Palace. And then you can also do a couple of day trips from there up to the Cu Chi tunnels, or if you want to take a trip out to the Mekong.
We would recommend doing 2 nights, maybe 3 in the Mekong River Delta. We went to Can Tho, but we stayed at a homestay and then we went and saw the floating markets, had like the best tour ever and just the best homestay. And then we headed back to Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, Mekong is really like a rural, just like authentic part of Vietnam. And yes, there's like definitely touristy stuff to do there. And the tours that we were on, it was very touristy, but it just feels very different than the big cities. So I would highly recommend going for a couple of days. To get from Ho Chi Minh after your Mekong stay up to Hoi An, which we highly recommend going to. Best way to get there is the overnight train. So that'll be 1 night of your stay, but it'll travel. I mean, you'll be able to travel 16 hours while you sleep, which is fantastic. The Reunification Express is such a cool train. We got a private cabin and absolutely loved our time there. The views, insane. That was not planned.
It was not, but it was good.
And then once you get to Hoi An, spending at least 2 nights there. There is so much to do in Hoi An. It's such a cute little, it's called ancient town area that you can walk around. There's the full moon festival and there's the floating lanterns. You can do a lantern making class, which I did not know about. I really wish we would have done. And then you can also head to the bamboo forest, and that is where we did the bamboo boats. And then there's also a ton of beaches in the area that we did not get around to seeing. We also did a day trip to Bana Hills from there,
which is a theme park with this big magical bridge of giant hands and German themed dancing and tall people walking on stilts and a ride that we didn't necessarily get to go on, but it was awesome.
What is this place?
It rivaled the enthusiasm and excitement that we feel when we go to like Disney parks. So it's just like, if you're a theme park person, that is a great option. If not, maybe go to the beaches.
Then you can take the overnight train again from Da Nang, which is where Hoi An is, up to Hanoi.
Yeah, we ate a lot in Hanoi. That is where there's a restaurant where Anthony Bourdain and Obama dined. That's a great spot. But really, you can fill up on many of the great foods of Vietnam. Also, there's Train Street. Super cool.
And then the one thing we did not get to do that I really wish we had was to take a trip from Hanoi to Halong Bay. And I would recommend doing a 2-day cruise. They look beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like so nice to just go out on the bay and just see these giant towering karsts. But alas, we'll have to go back.
It is number 1 on our list when we do go back.
That's true.
Chapter 5, transportation. A very easy way to get around Vietnam is hopper flights. They're just these little domestic flights. They're so inexpensive. You're talking like $20 to $60 USD, and you get there quick. It's very simple. On the flip side, there you can see what we're working with.
Yeah, you gotta see this cutie patootie.
Say hi, Pepe.
Hi, buddy.
These are little tappy taps you hear on the floor and the tail wags. They're coming from this little peppercini. Yeah. Do you have anything to say about Vietnam? Oh, that was so rude.
Snore.
We do not align ourselves with these thoughts about Vietnam. We love it. Okay.
On the flip side.
On the flip side, those hopper flights can get expensive when it comes to your luggage. If you can carry on, I mean, more power to you. We cannot. So we always have to have a checked piece of luggage. I know. It gets me riled up too, buddy. And, you know, they're delayed. And they never tell you that they're actually delayed. They just delay. So those are the pros and cons.
Our favorite way to get around for the longer trips was the overnight train. They have sleeper cabins with 2, 4, 6 berth, and then they also have soft seats. So prices really range for anybody. We got the private cabin with 2 people, just us 2, and that was about $100 per person for each ride that we did. So that was about 16 hours each way, and we took it from Ho Chi Minh to Da Nang and from Da Nang to Hanoi. So the whole route is from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi and back. Gross. Stop it. If you want to take the full route from Ho Chi Minh all the way to Hanoi, it's about a 30-hour train ride. And it really is beautiful. It goes through like the whole entire country, along the coast, through the rice fields, through the cities. People are riding motorbikes next to you. It's like the full experience.
It's awesome. It's not going to be your best night's sleep, but if you can just accept that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I will say last night it was really, really hot at times and really, really cold at times. So I woke up a lot just trying to adjust to the temperature. Also, someone at 2 a.m. was sitting in the hallway listening to TikTok on like full blast, so.
The guy?
It's absolutely awesome. Train travel is just by far and away one of my favorite ways to get around.
Yeah, just make sure you book in advance because they do sell out, especially the private cabins.
Yeah.
We've heard from a lot of people that they are trying to book it ever since we went on it and that they can't even find them. So you're gonna have to book like months in advance if you want the private cabins. Sleeper buses.
Ooh, sleeper buses. To my understanding, even though we did not take them, they come in 2 formats. One's a little more cost effective and the other is more luxurious. And I think if I had the choice, I would choose the luxurious because you are traveling on a bus. Yeah. So the more comfort you can get, I think the better.
Yeah. So there's just the regular sleeper buses, and you'll probably have seen them online where they have like, it's like a lounge chair. It's like permanent lounge chair setting so you can put your feet up, but it's not made for the tallest of people. It's also like not just super comfortable. It's kind of hard. It's like a bus seat, I think, still, but it is really affordable. And it's really good, I think, when you're going going from a big city to some of the lesser known places like Can Tho or Sapa from Hanoi, or even over to Halong Bay, wherever the train doesn't go, that is like a good option to get to like further distances. And then another option is, like Nate was saying, the luxurious option. Those are called limo buses, and they're actually just like shuttle vans that hold maybe like 15 people. They're really nice and still very affordable. I was looking at them for like $20, $25 a person for long trips.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Another pro tip about those sleeper buses, though, they are very cold. Same with the trains, actually.
Yeah.
So it goes hot, cold, like throughout the night. So just make sure you're wearing layers, bring a blanket or something. I'd rather just be cozy than freezing.
Once you're in the cities, Grab is a really affordable option to get around. And Grab is essentially the Uber of Vietnam. It's just a ride share. You can get cars, and I think you can do motorbikes as well, which are even less expensive. And you're probably going to get there a heck of a lot faster than in a car.
Yeah. Obviously, those are for just one person. So you would each have to call one if you're like a couple like us. We honestly never did that. We should have just tried it.
We should have.
But Grabs are just so affordable, and you get AC, which is a really nice break. So like we would take it when we were doing like our food tour in Hanoi, because even though we could walk like 25 minutes to the next place, it was just so nice to get out of the heat and humidity for a minute to sit down in the car, even though there's crazy traffic.
But you kind of don't mind at that point because you're so hot that you just want to kind of sit and just be right next to the aircon.
Yeah. So this is actually an app that's used all over Southeast Asia. So it's the same app for every country. Recommend downloading it before you go, and then setting up your credit card before you go too. So that way you can just get out of the airport and potentially grab a grab.
I think that's why they named it that.
Yeah. You could potentially get a grab straight to your hotel. You can enter the address in there, so you don't really have to communicate with the driver, which is really nice sometimes when you're in like Vietnam, like where there's a language barrier.
Yeah.
And then you just pay through the app too. So there's no risk of like being overcharged or scammed or anything like that.
Spam.
And then speaking of motorbikes, you could also ride your own motorbike. Or if you are afraid to ride, or you don't have like the skills to ride, there's something called an easy rider, and that is a local Vietnamese person who can ride motorbikes that will take you as a passenger. Even for longer trips, even for like a bigger ride. You could do it in the cities to do like a tour around the city, or you could do it for like Hai Giang Loop up in northern Vietnam.
It's not a bad option. And I will say, we drove through Ho Chi Minh City briefly. It is crazy.
That was the most wild motorbike riding we have ever done.
Ever. You're literally this close, like we are to each other, but with a motorbike.
There's no like lights. People are just like turning, and there's people coming. It was
so
nuts.
Well, I definitely love the motorbike experience. I wouldn't do it in the big cities like Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi. The countryside like Hoi An, that's fine. That's a much better riding experience, but I would never do it in the city. There's just better ways to get around.
We did it as a road trip option. So we packed just like a day or two's worth of clothes into some backpacks and wore those for a road trip. And it was a lot. Like, it was not super comfortable. It was heavy to carry the stuff. It was beautiful, and we probably would do it again because we're crazy. But I would recommend it more for like getting around the city once you're already there. Also, you can get stopped by the Vietnamese police, especially if you're a tourist or look like a tourist. They will stop you, and you have to have your international driver's permit, and it has to have motorcycle checked on there. Otherwise, they will fine you. So I would highly recommend getting that ahead of time. It's only like $20 in the US at least, and you can order it through AAA. You can do it online now, and it's super easy, but make sure you have that motorcycle checked, which I don't know if you can get now unless you actually have a motorcycle license, which Nate does. So
I do.
I don't drive.
She navigates. Chapter 6, accommodations.
So in each of the city guides, we'll go over exact hotels of where we stayed and what we would recommend based on your budget. This section is more just to go over like what to expect from accommodations in Vietnam, because it's going to be a little different than like staying in the US, for example.
But if you just need recommendations right now, the free mini guide has them in every single city.
Good call. And then we're also going to give you like a few tips on like best ways to book. I think the best apps to use are going to be Booking.com and Agoda. Agoda is really good in Southeast Asia, and that's how you can find like good reviews for hotels, and you can see the pictures and what amenities they have.
For our trip, it was a budget trip, so we booked hotels that were 3 to 4 stars and were between $30 and $50 USD. On average, we spent $37 for the entirety of our trip. I will say one metric we look at a lot is cleanliness. It's a little different in Southeast Asia, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I wouldn't pick anything with a cleanliness score under 8.
Yeah.
9 is way better, but no less than 8 for us. I think that you'll find the place in good shape if you follow that rule of thumb.
I also would just check the private bathroom option if that's important to you. We always do. Just because sometimes the place can look like a really nice hotel. It has like breakfast included, but then it's like a shared communal bathroom.
That's a good point.
And we personally don't like to do that if we don't have to.
Yeah.
If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get some very, very nice hotels and resorts throughout the entire country. Gorgeous properties at a fraction of what you would normally pay for like an Intercontinental or a Hilton or a Marriott. 4 Seasons, like go to Vietnam for sure.
There's some very nice and luxurious places. We just did not stay in them.
But I do remember the one hotel we stayed at in Hoi An was like so cute.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I couldn't believe that beautiful little hotel with fantastic service and a great breakfast was as inexpensive as it was.
Yeah. And on the note of breakfast, most places include breakfast.
Yes.
Gosh, look at this bread. Can you hear that? That was real life.
Whether that's just like a single plate or two to your room in the morning or a full buffet, or you can order like a couple of eggs or something. Like every hotel that we stayed at included breakfast.
I will also say that budget or 5-star service is phenomenal in Vietnam. It's that Southeast Asian hospitality, and it's just good no matter what. They're so warm, they're so welcoming, and it's so refreshing.
One other thing that might be included, so like make sure you read the about section of the hotel, is some sort of transportation. Sometimes it's like airport shuttles. Sometimes it's just like a taxi into the city. And sometimes it's like bikes. Like we got bicycles at our hotel in Hoi An for free that we could use like around town. And that was a really nice way to get around.
Chapter 7, money, budgeting, and tipping.
We'll try to make this short, but okay, fun fact. I don't know if you guys knew this. Did you know that you can use the calculator on your phone or your computer for converting stuff?
It's the little things.
Okay, so the currency in Vietnam is the Vietnamese dong, short VND, and it's about 26,000 Vietnamese dong to 1 USD as of right now. That can change. Use the calculator.
When we were there, we used a lot of cash. I think credit card is accepted, especially in the bigger cities. But if you're going to small street vendors for food, you're definitely going to need cash and small bills if possible. The weird thing with these cash-based societies for us always is that they want small bills, but the ATMs only give you big bills. So we try to exchange it with the hotels, depending upon where we're staying. That seems to be an easier path.
Ask the hotel lobby or do it at a grocery store or like really big convenience store, like a 7-Eleven type place.
Yeah.
Just buy like a water or something and pay with a big bill and they'll give you a bunch of small change back.
Yeah.
ATMs are super easy to find, especially in big cities. We always just Google it, ATM, and we go to any ATM regardless of how much it costs because our debit card actually refunds us for all of the ATM fees.
Yeah.
So we don't pay any additional fees to take out the money. So one general tip, this should be in every travel guide, is only go to ATMs if it's like at the bank or connected to the bank. Yeah. Don't use those like super sketchy standalone ones that are just like in the middle of an alleyway that's like plugged into an outlet somewhere. Don't do it. It's really sketchy.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about like the daily budget?
Should we just say like what you can expect to spend in a day?
Okay, here's this. We have a guide on our website of like exact to the penny of everything we spent for our 1 month stay. So you can take a look at that and see like what you want to do, what hotels you want to stay at and stuff like that. And you can estimate how much to spend. We were not overboard and we were not super budget.
No.
We're kind of mid-range travelers. Link in the description.
Tipping. If you come from the US, oh my gosh, you tip on everything. Like if there's like a dog treat dispenser, it would be like, would you like to tip 50%? It's not that way in Southeast Asia or in Vietnam. It's not required, but it's appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And you meet a lot of great people where you kind of just feel like tipping because they're just fantastic.
Yeah.
They're wonderful people in Vietnam and they just make you feel so at home. So it can go a long way. And then especially with like tours and touristy areas, it's probably a little more expected than not.
And if you do tip, I would say like 10% is a perfectly acceptable number.
Yeah. I will say, if you do want to tip, one area that always gets overlooked is housekeeping in hotels. And I always think it's interesting when people are willing to tip someone who brings them their food, which I'm not saying you shouldn't, but not someone who cleans up after them. So if you tip, give a tip for your housekeeper. They're fantastic.
The last thing that we want to talk about with finances and money is negotiating.
Ooh, negotiating.
Personally, I do not like it.
500? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It makes me so uncomfortable. I'm not a big like salesperson anyways, even though I was literally in sales before this. Like, I really should not have been. I'm not a salesperson. I just want everyone to be happy, and I want them to just tell me something and I'm be like, okay, great. Like, you're not ripping me off. That's awesome. When we were in the markets in Ho Chi Minh City, we noticed that they would really raise the prices.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly not from Vietnam.
Us? We totally look like locals. That's craziness.
No way. We also had our cameras on us, so we were just like inherently getting higher prices, and we eventually were still paying higher prices, but like something we were comfortable with.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Come
you.
back again.
Thank
Well.
you.
But you do have to negotiate in Vietnam.
One more?
One more.
One more. That's fine. Yeah. More or less at the markets. I mean, you're not going to negotiate for your banh mi sandwich, but
No, but yeah, at the markets.
at the markets. And listen, my whole take on negotiation is it's not a means to lowball someone. That's not what it's about. It's just trying to find a price that makes sense for me, the consumer, and them as the vendor. I'm never trying to rip anybody off. Ask for a price that you're looking for. And if they say no, just say, okay, thank you so much, and leave. You will know if they're willing to negotiate, because they're either going to let you go, at which point they weren't willing to negotiate, or they're going to be like, hey, that's fine. No big deal. Like, how about this? And then you know that they're willing to negotiate.
I would say try to negotiate like 30 to 40% off of the price that they give you. I think that's like a fair, reasonable place to land. But to get there, you're going to have to probably go to like 50%, and then you guys can like kind of meet in the middle. And then one more tip for negotiating is don't buy the first one that you see. Usually when you find something like sunglasses or a cute bag or a cutting board or something, you're going to find probably that exact option at another stall. And the prices are more expensive on the outside of the markets.
For sure.
So like right near the entrance where people come in, like that's the higher price. So you can find what you're looking for and just get an idea of what the price is, but then keep going and keep looking. You can always come back.
Yeah, a lot of the vendors sell the same exact thing. So
Yeah.
there's options. Ooh, the realm that I have nothing to do with. Packing tips, chapter 8.
Okay, we're just going to go over a few must-have items for Vietnam because it is hot, it is humid, and it is like a very different environment. And there are a few different environments that you're probably going to be going through. So here's like a quick list of some of the things that we would bring. If you want our full packing list, that's also in the mini guide. Okay, the first thing is lighter clothes. Like you're not going to want to wear jean pants every day or sweatshirts. Maybe bring some layers for when it does get cooler up in the north and in central Vietnam. But really, some light layers will do you well. So like long sleeve shirt, maybe like a linen shirt would be nice. You can go into the temples and be respectful. My favorite thing was to wear like flowy skirts or dresses. And then I also wore my like loose shorts, my jean shorts quite a bit.
And you're going to want to pack a lot of light clothes because you're going to be sweating so much, it's not even going to be funny. Or if you need, there is laundry services in most every single city, and
it's usually about $1 or $2 per kilogram. We've even had people be like, oh, some of your clothes were wet, so I waited until like I've washed everything to weigh it.
yeah, and they dried it. So
yeah.
thoughtful.
Yeah. So they'll weigh it out and give it to you, and they will even like pick it up and deliver it back to your hotel for you, and they wash, dry, fold, and iron your clothes.
It's not a bad option if you do want to pack lighter. Another one you're going to want to have is a rain jacket.
You can see preparations beginning for the storm that's inevitably going to hit right now.
Dry season or not, still Southeast Asia, there's still always a chance of rain. So it's nice to be prepared for when those moments happen.
Yeah, just a light one.
Yeah.
Not like a warm one, just a light rain jacket that will keep you somewhat dry.
And if you don't have one or you don't get one, you can always buy a poncho there. They're probably a couple bucks max. So
one item that has become an essential for any time we're in Southeast Asia, especially during the hot and humid season, is a miniature fan. They are amazing. You can easily get one on Amazon. We have a link to a favorite one that we have on Amazon. But it is just a portable fan that you can plug in to recharge, and they usually last like a good 2 or 3 days.
I would charge it every single night because
you
it's
don't.
Southeast Asia, but you can probably get away with not.
And we each have our own because like it's so hot you need it. And it's nice just to hold it in front of your face and get a little reprieve for like 5 seconds.
We always have about 4 of these on us at all times, and that is a portable charger for phones. It's a good idea to have anytime you're traveling because there's so much information on our phones right now, like your QR code for your tour or your ferry or your bus ticket. So you don't want your phone to die.
I like this one that you can just like pop onto the back of your phone.
Yeah.
So you don't have any cords or anything. It's really nice when you're like out and about. And then when we get to a restaurant, I'll like plug it into like a bigger one.
Yeah, you better have a lot of this.
You seriously need bug spray.
So bad.
It's pretty rough there. And it stinks because it's so hot. So you want to wear like shorts even at night. But then the bugs come out at like sunset and you're just like eaten alive by mosquitoes. So bug spray is your best friend. DEET is going to help protect you more.
Probably just as important as bug spray is sunscreen. I know it seems really obvious, but the sun there is serious. Like it's very warm. So it's very good to have sunscreen on you. We also really like to invest in UV protected clothing to help with that. Also hats, really anything to protect yourself because a lot of the tours you're going to go on are going to be during the day. So you just want to come prepared for that. You're also going to want comfortable shoes. You're going to be walking a lot, likely. We wear On Clouds. We have matching shoes. I say it in every video because it embarrasses Alicia.
It is embarrassing.
But we also wear Tevas, which are just some really nice sandals that you can kind of wear on land. You can go in water with them. They're just very versatile. So those 2 shoes are usually what come with us every single trip.
And having some sort of like easy to put on, easy to take off shoe is important. Both the Tevas and the On Clouds are pretty like slip-onable for us because you do need to take them off to go inside like restaurants sometimes or inside temples, inside your hotel room you should. So just having something easy to put on and off is nice.
Chapter 9, safety.
Now we're putting this in this video not because Vietnam is unsafe.
Not at all. We truly had a great experience and at no point did we feel unsafe. However, everybody's experience is different. So we're going to cover some basic safety points and scams and things just to watch out for so that you can have a great trip.
You put that very well. So basic safety information. First, you should definitely have travel insurance. Travel insurance will help cover you in case of any sort of accident. So if you're going to be riding a motorbike or even a bicycle or hiking in Vietnam, it's really good to make sure you have coverage for those activities specifically. We always use Safety Wing, which does cover those activities. Pretty affordable plan. You can buy it just for your trip, or if you're long-term travelers like us, you can pay month to month, which is what we do. Plus, they also have electronic protection now. So if you end up getting pickpocketed or some of your electronics go missing on the trip, you're able to get a little bit of a refund and then get your phone back because not having a phone is like being completely lost in the world.
Yeah. And another thing I would say that we've experienced on a couple of occasions is trip delay. So like your flight's canceled, you have to book another hotel, but you can't cancel your other hotel. Things like that where you're stuck unexpectedly and you incur extra costs that you wouldn't have expected to. We've been using them for 4 years of our travel, and anytime our families come with us, we also make sure that they get it.
Another general safety tip that I'm going to say in probably every travel guide moving forward is that you should register with the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program or STEP.gov. It is a U.S. service, but honestly, I'm pretty sure anybody could sign up for it.
Yeah, I think as long as you have an email.
Yeah, basically you just enter your information, like your first and last name, your email address, your phone number, and then what dates you're planning to travel and where. And they will contact you if there's any like major circumstances in that country. So if there's a tsunami warning, if there's a major earthquake, if there's a protest happening in a capital city, or if there's some sort of strike system where the transportation is no longer going to be running. They can tell you anything. It works all over the world. It's been super helpful for us over the past 5 years. And they do have it for Vietnam as well. So you can just register before you go. It's free to use, and they'll just email you if there's something that comes up, and it'll tell you the general warnings when you sign up for it.
Common scams. Again, we did not ourselves experience any of these, but we know they exist.
Okay, so a really big one in a lot of Southeast Asia is that people will like try to grab your phone from a motorbike. So whether you're on the street with your phone out or you're on another motorbike with your phone out, people will like zoom past you on a motorbike with two people and the person on the back will like grab the phone. So basically, hold your phone tight. I love the new phone straps that they have. So I have like a really cute leather one and it just clips onto my phone and then my phone is like a purse, like it's like a crossbody purse. So even if someone grabbed it, they'd probably just like knock me over with it and they wouldn't like get the phone. So it's cute. It's an easy way to carry it. It's not just in your pocket anymore. And then you don't have to worry about dropping it on the motorbike too.
Also true, and you can use it. Sure, you can carry like the front facing backpacks or fanny packs, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And obviously once it's inside there, it's protected, but you can't use it when it's inside there. If you have one of these, you can actually use your phone while it stays protected and secured to you.
So just be aware of that. Rigged metered taxis.
Oh. Essentially, it seems like a metered price would be good, but they're inflated and they're a lot more expensive than they should be. And the idea is you get there and they just demand that you pay it. And when you're in a foreign country like that, it makes you feel very uncomfortable. So you probably are more inclined to pay something like that. And they know that. Just another reason we recommend sticking with something like Grab. It's non-negotiable. It's right there in the app. You pay through the app. You're not paying anybody directly. And two, there's accountability. Like they have a customer service line if there are any disagreements in the payment. Whereas with Cab, you have no recourse, basically.
It's also just safer on Grab. Like somebody knows where you are at all times.
It's tracked. There's accountability there. And we much prefer that to taking a cab. I don't think we ever take normal cabs anymore.
Not unless like we have to.
Right.
So if you are deciding to rent a motorbike, sometimes they'll ask you to leave your passport as collateral. We never do that.
Ever.
I would never do that. We always say like, no, we won't do that. If that's the only way they'll rent to us, we will go somewhere else. But we will leave a cash deposit. That is pretty common. Or sometimes if we have like a secondary ID. So if we have like Nate has 2 driver's licenses for whatever reason. So like maybe we'll leave the second one because if we lose that or if they keep that, like it's not the worst thing. They take our passport. That is a really bad thing for us. So
yeah, don't forego your travel documents.
Yeah.
For any reason.
Yeah. And a cash deposit is 100% normal. So don't think that they're like trying to scam you. But as a general rule of thumb, only book somewhere that has reviews and good reviews.
Which you can usually find online.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon in places like Vietnam. And even if it's a little more expensive than say that vendor down the street that doesn't have a website or even like a Google location, it's still worth the extra cost to get a reputable company.
Yeah. Some are really, really nice and they'll like come do like roadside service for you.
Yeah.
If you happen to like pop a tire, get in an accident or something, like knock on wood, that hasn't happened to us, but like you can call them and they'll come to you.
Yep. Sometimes you'll run into the situation where you'll take just a candid photo of someone, or sometimes they'll be like, take my photo. And you're like, oh, this is amazing. I'm in this country. There's beautiful people just living their everyday life. Like, I'd love to take their picture. Then you snap the photo and then they're like, pay me. This actually happened to me when I was in one of the markets in Vietnam and I wasn't really prepared for it at the time. So I was like, wait, what? She's like, pay me. And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. Like, I'll delete the photo. And I deleted it in front of her so she could see that I wasn't keeping the photo, but it happens. So it's best just to ask permission if you can before you take the photo.
Yeah. And if they are insistent, like you probably could just pay them like $1 or something.
Yeah. I mean,
in their currency, but like it's not going to be super expensive, but it's just something to be aware of. And it does happen a lot at the markets.
Yeah, it was just surprising.
Along the same lines is when you're out in the city and one of the fruit people with the baskets that go over your shoulder, you know, because they'll just try to put it on you and be like, oh, take a photo. And then they want you to pay them. So if someone tries to like do something to you unsolicited, just like politely say, no, thank you. No, we're good. Like, we don't want that. Thanks though. Honestly, people are so nice in Vietnam. Like even when you say no, they're like, oh, is there something else I can help you with?
Yeah, they're wonderful.
I'm good. Thanks.
Something else that can happen is you might see someone outside of a temple or something that requires admission.
Tour. So we just find someone inside. Yeah.
Selling cheaper tickets than you could get at like the booth or online. I wouldn't go that route just because there's a chance that it's not a legit ticket, that it's fake. It's always just best to get your tickets from either the booth or better yet, purchase it online where you have some record or accountability of the ticket.
Yeah, this actually happened when we were going up to Bana Hills. There was a lot of people standing outside the entrance like, oh yeah, we got tickets. Are you sure you have your tickets already? Do you need them? Where there is like an official ticket office there, but we booked them online in Klook ahead of time. Okay, last on the safety section is emergency services. While you can call the 112, 113, or 114 option for police, fire, or ambulance. Anytime I've tried to call an emergency number from my phone, it never works. So maybe ask like a local that also speaks English, like a server at a restaurant or a hotel lobby. Like someone could help call for you, I guess.
There's a lot of people around in most parts of Vietnam, so likely someone that can help you.
Okay, that was the safety section.
Woo woo! Chapter 10. Shopping.
You like shopping.
I do, but I don't
You literally like shopping.
I do. I just don't like spending money. And there is a difference.
He's fine, okay? So just a couple of quick tips about shopping, and each of the city guides will go through like the best places to go shopping and what to specifically buy in each region. But this is just like general shopping tips for all of Vietnam. The first is that it's really quite affordable to shop there. The best places to shop are going to be any markets. So there's day markets and night markets. And so most markets will have a mix of like souvenir or like shopping and then also food. So they're usually in like separate sections, but you can usually shop at like almost any market that we've seen in Vietnam. So day markets are best to go in the morning and night markets are best to go after sunset.
Great place to get food. Very affordable food. Negotiating, we talked about it back in the money and budgeting section, but it's just part of the nature of things there. Sometimes you'll see them pull out a calculator, and that's usually a surefire sign that there's room to negotiate.
Yeah, their calculator. That's also just how you communicate, because you like can't say each other's numbers in each other's language. So you gotta just like put it in like this.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, this. And they're like, no, this.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. It's cute. It's mostly cash based at these markets.
Yeah,
so you can find some like cute boutique shops. They're probably going to be cash based too. So really, if you're doing any like souvenir shopping or shopping as a whole, like probably cash. So just be prepared when going to like a market. So like you might need to bring a little bit more money if you're looking for something specific, but
custom made clothing is very popular in Vietnam. Oh, it looks so good.
Isn't it cute?
Tailors or cobblers for shoes. If you're doing that, it's not just walk in and walk out, typically speaking. You're going to need a couple of days or more, really, because you go in, you kind of figure out what you want, you get measured, they make it, you go back the next day, you try it all on, and then they make final adjustments. So you're probably looking from anywhere from like 2 to 4 days.
So go the first day.
Yeah.
This is really popular in Hoi An, especially. There's a ton of tailors there. So just go the first day when you get there, and then you can hopefully get it done within 2 days, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah. Also, the more you have in mind, the better. So pictures are very helpful. So kind of plan for it.
One last tip for shopping in Vietnam is that there's actually a couple of specialty villages. You'll notice in Hanoi, you can actually take a couple of day trips to like the incense village or the ceramics village. Those are just like the touristy names for it. They have real Vietnamese names. But you could go there and that's like what they specialize in. So like even in Hoi An, they specialize in lanterns. So like there's specialties in every location. So I would just do a little bit of research about where you're specifically visiting and what interests you. There's really so much you can find there. It's amazing. And I would love to like decorate my whole house with stuff from Vietnam.
I want a home just so I can buy stuff for it. Babe, I love these. Look at these. Wouldn't these be so cool to have like at home?
It'd be very easy to do. Chapter 11, food and drink. How this is last, I don't know. Probably because we wanted you to stay around until the end of the video.
Also, I felt like if we talked about food at the beginning, I would just be hungry the rest of the time. So now after we talk about it, I can go eat.
That's such a good point. That's so intentionally thought out. It's kind of crazy.
So food and drink in Vietnam. It's so affordable. Street food is like the best food. So even if you just eat street food the whole time, like you're doing great. Like it will be okay. Follow the locals. Really big tip. If there's a line, it's good. Get in the line. It's not that long. And you can even get like delivery food. In Hoi An, we got so many delivery banh mi's from like every single banh mi place.
We really did.
We tried like every banh mi place in Hoi An because we just got it delivered.
Yeah.
We were like, lunch, we'll get this place. Dinner, we'll get this place.
All good and also inexpensive. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. But the fun thing about street food in Vietnam that makes it really different than a lot of the other countries is that they are known for their little plastic stools.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So when you go out to eat street food, you actually have a place to sit. They'll have like a little like dining area with little miniature tables and little miniature stools. All the locals are sitting there. You're squatting, basically.
Oh, yeah.
It's low.
I'm not comfortable, but I embrace it because it's just part of the culture.
Yeah.
And you have to do it while you're there.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's all cash based. It's really super affordable.
25. That's good. $1 for all that deliciousness.
Well, they usually have the prices listed, so it's no like negotiating here. It's just like a quick, you buy the food and then you eat the food and you sit on the little chairs and then you leave when you're done.
And the thing I like about street food too is that if you don't like it, like, oh my goodness, that is
It's too doughy.
like it wasn't that expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Vietnam, so you're gonna love it anyways. Another good reason to look for lines if you're worried about like food poisoning or something is that there's a lot of turnover in the food, which is good. Nothing's sitting there that long.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That being said, carry Imodium. I know nobody wants to hear that, but please do, because you don't want to not try the food, but at the same time, you don't want trying the food to ruin the rest of the vacation.
Our tummies were a little bumbly in Vietnam. Another unique thing to Vietnam is that each region of Vietnam specializes in a different meal or dish. The food is very different from the north to the south. So in the south, it's very like sweet and herby, like pho with like a ton of herbs. And then up in the north, it's more like savory dishes like the Cam Cha that we had. That's the Obama place.
That was
where it's just like the pork and the sauce, and it's just so savory and delicious. And then Hoi An. Hoi An is just like special all around. Everything they do.
It was one of our favorite places in Vietnam, and we loved every single city that we visited.
Yeah.
But Hoi An, whew, loved it.
But there's like some dishes in Hoi An that you can only get in Hoi An because it's made with like water from a certain well in Hoi An. So like there's certain dishes that like are only in that city. So just look at what regions you're going to, and our travel guides by region or by city will like list some of the top dishes. But we do have the top 7 dishes that you should try no matter where you go in Vietnam. You got to try these. These are like key Vietnamese deliciousness.
Or if you're just back from Vietnam or you just want to practice for Vietnam, just go find it locally. And then you can compare it to when you go to Vietnam.
All right, number 1, pho.
Pho is the national noodle soup. And I always think of noodle soups as lunch or dinner, and they can be, but they eat it a lot for breakfast there too.
Yeah.
And we did, and it was marvelous.
I love noodle soup for breakfast now.
Yes, please.
So it's rice noodles with a really thick, rich broth, some sort of meat on top, and then herbs, spices, chilies. Delicious. Number 2 is banh mi. Banh mi is technically the bread, but you can get like banh mi sandwiches, which I would recommend, or even like a banh mi dish where the bread comes on the side and you dip it in. So good. Fresh veggies, cilantro, herbs, pickled veggies, and then some sort of meat, usually pork, and then some sort of like pate on there as well.
They're everywhere and they're so cheap.
Honestly, we probably had like 30.
Yeah.
Like we had so much banh mi.
No regrets.
Yeah, I loved it. Okay, next is bun cha.
Bun cha is the notable dish that Anthony Bourdain had with Obama. And it's grilled pork and pork belly served in dipping sauce. And it's this just oily, savory wonder sauce. And then there's noodles on the side that you can put in there too. It's outrageous. And the pork with the sauce is just, it's divine. Ooh, khao lao. Someone asked us in our recent Vietnam movie what our favorite dish was. And you can't pick because they're all good. But the one that surprised us the most was khao lao. It's just this melting pot dish that you can only get in Hoi An, and we expected to like it. We didn't expect to just be completely blown away by it, but we were.
It's served with super thick egg noodles, which I think is my favorite part, and like a rich broth. Tons of different meats and herbs and veggies on there, and then those like rice crackers.
So good.
Have to try it there.
Another one is spring rolls.
Rice is a big deal in most of Asia, and I like how creative Vietnam gets with their rice. Rice noodles and pho, it's rice crackers and khao lao, and for spring rolls, it's the rice paper. So they like make super thin, like transparent rice paper into the spring rolls with veggies and pork or shrimp and herbs, and then you dip it in like a peanut sauce.
Oh, that peanut sauce. Come on.
You can find this all over the country, and you should eat a lot of them. They also do fried spring rolls too, so also delicious. Okay, next is cha ca,
which is turmeric grilled fish.
We had this in Hanoi, and it was like...
Is it hot pot? Kind of?
It was kind of hot pot because we didn't cook it. Like normally hot pot, you like are doing it the rest of the time.
Sure.
But some guy came over and like grilled that fish up for us.
Yeah, it happened so fast.
It was.
Literally, we sat down, Alicia went to the bathroom, and she's coming back, and I'm like, please. Like, I didn't even order anything, and there's like 10 things being thrown. There's like noodles, I kind of the noodles, there's fish being thrown. I'm like, I didn't order. Like, what's happening? But that's just what they're known for. Yeah, the restaurant specializes in one thing, so that's what you came for. That's what you're getting. And it was phenomenal. No need for me to mess it up with some order of something that we don't need. It was perfect.
It was so funny. I was like, did you order?
I was like, no.
No.
I don't want to get in trouble for that.
Nate never orders.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
number 7.
Oh.
You chill.
I'm sorry, it's so good. It's like
Chill.
so good.
It's gonna be okay. Last one. Number 7 is coffee. All of the coffee. There's so many different kinds of coffee in Vietnam.
There is. It's like one of the largest exporters of coffee in the world. And if you have been to any part of Southeast Asia, you know just how popular instant coffee is. Not Vietnam. You don't need it there. There's just great coffee everywhere, every cafe, all the time, anywhere.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So you can just try regular coffee and just enjoy your nice black coffee, but you should try some of the specialty ones too. They have Vietnamese iced coffee, which is sweetened with condensed milk, aka very sweet and delicious. They also have egg coffee, which is made with egg yolks. They have salt coffee. They have coconut coffee. They have all kinds of different specialty coffees that you will never hear of anywhere else in the world. And they're fun to try. That's it. That's food and drink. That's the whole video, actually.
If you are still with us, you are a dedicated planner, much like Alicia. So this is just a little bonus section. And it's on the topic of language. Do you need to know Vietnamese to go to Vietnam? The short answer is no, not really. For guest-facing positions at like the front desk of a hotel, most everybody speaks English, and the rest you can pretty much get away with using Google Translate. However, I will make the case for learning a language. And the first is it's a really fun way to get excited about your trip and also immerse yourself in the culture of the country that you're traveling to. And the payoff is that when you get to actually use the words and phrases that you learned leading up to your trip with the locals in the country you're visiting.
Thank you. Come on.
They just light up, and I personally think that the travel experience is just that much better. An app we've been using and really enjoying is Rosetta Stone. Surely at some point you've heard of them, and it's just a really intuitive system, and it's plug and play. You literally choose your language and boom, you have a path towards learning one of, I think, 24 languages that they offer. We even saw the OG Rosetta Stone CDs in a thrift shop we were visiting recently in Prague. We have an exclusive discount, of course. It's 60% off. There's a QR code like right here, and we'll put the link in the description as well.
Ooh, ooh. We did it.
Except we have to say something to end it.
Yeah.
Here's the ending.
Boring. Well, I hope you guys found something useful from this video. We have a whole Vietnamese documentary on the channel. We also have the free mini guide, so make sure you download that. That's in the description below. It has a ton of free, helpful information for your trip. Like, I worked really hard on it, so you're gonna love it. You can also follow us on Instagram if you want, and put your comments below with any questions you have. We're gonna respond to all of them. Bye, guys. Grazie.
Peppers!
Come on.
Yeah! You did it, buddy!
Yay,
you finished the video!
You did it.
So proud of you! Oh, yeah!
Thank you.
Oh, thanks for all of... Oh my gosh.
Love you so much.
Oh.